Gold channel, giving you the gold content for boxing. This is a post video about the Terence Crawford versus Israel M. First off, I did predict that Miller would beat Andy Ruiz. They gave him a draw. We'll come back to that. I also predicted that Big Baby Anderson would lose to Bacoli. Check out my last video, and I'll link it. We all knew that Terence was going to beat Israel. There's been a little bit of controversy, but last night was full of controversy everywhere, but you couldn't beat this card. Then we got the surpriser. Pitbull Cruz, what's his name? Isaac Pitbull Cruz loses to Rayo. Never seen that one coming. Nobody saw that coming. But let's talk about all this. First of all, we'll talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson losing to Bacoli. Martin Bacoli or Bacoli Martin. We kind of, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna say this. I felt it. Jared is trying to say this in a respectable way. Jared aura is weird. He gives off weird vibes. He's not he's not perfecting his craft in boxing. He's a talented guy, came from the streets and boxing saved him. Very talented. Probably the big bad wolf of any place he goes to box. So in his head, he thought he was that big bad wolf. He didn't need to perfect his craft. He probably gets up, runs, practices, but he's not into boxing like he should be into boxing. You could just tell that. Me as an athlete, I can agree with him when he says he don't have a love for his sport. But the difference in me and Anderson is he's getting paid for his sport. I don't get paid. I have to do the paying. I have to convince people that I'm still number one when I can show you I'm number one. Anderson is paid. He can provide for his family. He's a millionaire. So when you're in that situation, what he told Roy Jones is the pressure. You know, he's probably the money maker for his whole family. Take that, perfect it, get the money. But you could tell he's not there mentally. I felt like Jared Anderson wasn't who we thought he was when he fought Charles Martin. I think Charles knocked him down. And I heard rumors that allegedly Charles, only had 4 weeks to prepare for this fight. He didn't look good. So Jared went in there and he lost to, and another thing talking about what we're talking about, Jared is 6'4", but in the heavyweights today, he's a small heavyweight. So you have to perfect your craft even more to compete with them big boys. You have to really be on top of it. You're not like the big bad bully in there. You got this heavyweight division is loaded, man. This is very exciting. But Bacoli had his way with Jared, and he beat the brakes off of him. I think Jared needed this because I do think Jared can bounce back. I do think he will respect the sport. Respect that he's the prize winner. God gave this to him. So many people would give to be in his situation. I think he still can bounce back and be a great heavyweight if he wants to. Everybody is losing in the heavyweights. There is not a dominant character. And I hate the fact that with Bacoli beating down Jarrett, that everybody's now on Bacoli's bandwagon saying, "Oh, he would have did that to Ruiz and Miller." No, he wouldn't have. What they say, styles make fights. Bacoli's been in this game for a while. He got beat by. Now I gotta check this out. Let me get my other phone. I think he got beat by the American. He's an undefeated guy too, and he's a lightweight, heavyweight. Man, I'm looking it up right now, but I believe Bacoli got beat by him. And I don't think this dude management is good. I don't like the way they're handling him. So this heavyweight is not even known in America like he should be. But I do think Anderson would give this heavyweight that beat Bacoli a good shot if he was really there mentally. There's a bunch of heavyweights for Anderson to fight. Let's get some names. I'm put on the spot. I'm not good with the. Let's see, Martin Bacoli. But I give Martin his due diligence. He did win in a good style, but you're 280 going against a light heavyweight person. I mean a light, heavyweight. You're probably going to be able to absorb them shots. But let me see his record, because he lost to a young U.S. American. If you guys could bear with me, 21-1. Who did he lose to though? I can see the guy. He's a junior. His daddy was a boxer, but I can't think of his name. Let's go to his records. Okay, we're almost there. Bear with me. Who was his loss to? Michael Hunter, duh. So Michael Hunter, being a lighter heavyweight, just like Jared Anderson, takes his craft a little bit more seriously than Jared Anderson. So there's still hope for Jared. Jared, like I say, Jared will make a great fight with the young Michael Hunter, because Michael Hunter's career is just awful. I just don't know why he's not bigger than what he is. But there is a guy I could see Jared Anderson fighting that has a big name, that's from overseas. No, not overseas, just another country. And I think Jared Anderson could get, back into this if he beats this guy. And that's Dillian White's fighter. And again, we're forgetting even the likes of Dillian White, because what I did see from Jared Anderson is the man got a chin. The man got heart when he's actually fighting. He just don't take his craft serious. His aura is very weird. Now, the thing I liked also that he won his interview, though. Everybody expected him to be crying or be sad. He said, "Hey, we win and we lose." He's going home to his daughter. Salute for being a great father and taking care of your business on that. But you can make your whole family a lot of money. You are that one. Let me see who because Dillian White has a light heavyweight too that he's managing, that I think Anderson would demolish, and he could just get back. But yeah, there's big names for man, this video is gonna be so wishy-washy because I don't know the names. There's big names for Anderson to fight. He can make a comeback. Sometimes I think you need a punch in your head to get you there. And I think this one will help him if he didn't take too much, damage. I'm looking at Dillian White's profile, and I don't see his boxer. But because usually he have his boxers that are under him. He got two of them, matter of fact, that I think Jared Anderson would mollywop. Then he could make the fight for with Miller. You know, I don't. I think that will be a great fight. What is Dillian White's boy's name? Why he ain't got him up there no more? But let's get off. Let's get off that. If I think of dude's name, I will talk about it. Here's Dillian White probably on there talking some noise. Um, let's go to Jarrell Miller versus Andy Ruiz. I predicted that Jarrell would win. What we saw, Andy Ruiz came out there sharp. He's still a sharpshooter, no matter what nobody say. But Jarrell Miller pretty much was Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz fought a darker Andy Ruiz. Jarrell was him. Bullied him, walked him down, was short, stocky, punches all everywhere. Jarrell won. And if there would have been any doubt that Jarrell Miller would have lost, trust me, the judges would have gave it to Andy. So they did rob Jarrell. There's like, ain't no way he can lose to Andy Ruiz. I mean, ain't no way Andy could lose to Jarrell. I see a bunch of critics. You know, they're saying Andy did have a messed up hand, but they're having the nerve to compare Andy fracture of his hand or broke his hand being broke to Tank beating Pit Bull with one hand. You didn't win. You got off luckily because of the judges. And Jarrell Miller talks so much, he's pretty much not liked by a lot of people. But you did not win that. It's no comparison. And when Andy in the post interview said, you know, there should be a rematch, you automatically know when a person talking like that, he know he lost. But good fight to both of them. Both of them can make excellent fights. Hold on one second. Both of them can make any fights with anybody and do really good. Andy Ruiz is still that dude. But he need to become the fat Andy Ruiz that was hungry. He don't need to be built like Canelo, losing all that weight. He don't need to be starstruck Andy Ruiz either. The old Andy Ruiz that was hungry, that's who we need back. He's still sharp. Jarrell Miller. Everybody overlooks Jarrell. Jarrell got beat by a young, hungry Dubois. Most prospects, you know, they'll fight, and they'll get to about 20-0, and then they might fight somebody that's pretty good. Well, let's be real about Dubois. Dubois got his name by allegedly knocking down Anthony Joshua in sparring. Everybody jumped on Dubois then. He fights, and I think under 10 fights, he ended up fighting Joe Joyce, another decent person at that time. He gets beat by Joe Joyce due to injury. Then he ends up losing to Usyk. But let's not play around. If Usyk would have hit Daniel Dubois with the body shot that Daniel hit him with, Usyk could be known as the best body puncher there is. Not only does he have footwork, but he hit you with the body shot. I feel Daniel Dubois beat Usyk. But anyways, he got beat by those two people in coming up. He's just now still developing and blossoming. Daniel Dubois is no joke. So for Jarrell Miller to come back to boxing and get beat by Daniel Dubois is not harsh. That's just heavyweights. All these heavyweights are some fire. All of them got potential. There's not no heavyweight standing out except for Usyk right now. And I feel it'll take somebody who we wouldn't think to beat Usyk if he hang around. It's going to be somebody like Jarrell Miller or Andy Ruiz. It's going to be somebody like that. But let's get to Pitbull versus Raul. Venezuela. I remember his last name. I'm not going to act like I knew who dude was. I just know this was a terrible look for Pitbull because Pitbull was held in such on a pedestal. You know, he was overlooking everybody. You know, he just wanted that Tank fight again, a rematch with Tank. And to be honest, I don't think many people wanted to see it. I really don't think many people wanted to see it. I didn't want to see it again. I can honestly say Tank beat the man with one hand. But I think Tank felt like that would have been an easy fight to get people on board, because we know how Tank is. And they would have sold the mess out that fight. Well, Pitbull, he done messed up his chances with that. He really messed up his chances. One second. Excuse the background. The fam just got back from school shopping, so everybody's excited. But Pitbull messed that up. You know, he was overlooking everybody. Devin Haney, everybody. You know, they would be under him to him. So I don't see his career being. I don't know if Pitbull will bounce back from this loss. This one right here took him out the big money fight. Let's go to but I mean, it was a wake up experience for everybody. Like, man, what are y'all talking about? Y'all know he ain't on Tank level. I think the only person Tank need to fight that's not on his level is Lomachenko. He need to go and get that one out of the way. But let's go to Terence Crawford versus Israel M. I'm not going to disrespect the man name. First of all, let's remember this. This is Terence's first fight at 154. He jumped up. So Israel looked comfortable at this weight class. He looked a little bigger at this weight class. I know all of our Twitter fingers are forgetting that, but yeah. So for a man to come up to this fight and still look good against a Lomachenko type dude. And when I say Lomachenko type dude, I mean like over 300 amateur fights. So pretty much your first few fights in the pros, you're gonna make it to a belt. You're not gonna lose. And that's what I mean, a Lomachenko type of dude. They're already predicting you're gonna be the best. That's what I'm talking about. So Terence Crawford did good. He was comfortable. He had his way. The dude hit him. This is the sport of boxing. This is the sweet science of boxing. You get hit and you try. You hit and you try not to get hit. Well, he got hit, but he pretty much dominated. So everybody need to quit that. Now everybody talking about this is going to be the boogeyman, this dude of 154. No, it's not. He's going to be a good fighter, but ain't nobody going to be dodging and ducking this dude. Y'all, like I said, y'all expecting a little dude to come up to the weight class, beat this dude, and now this dude becomes the boogeyman, not the dude that beat him. This is a weird generation now. But what's next for Crawford? I don't know. Skill wise, he beats Canelo, but Canelo needs to come down to fight him. Crawford, he's the money man. He's man, Crawford is just on another level. As I said on my previous video. But I'm gonna end this video giving y'all the real content, gold content. It's the Olympics. You don't want the bronze content. You don't want the silver content. You want the gold content. I'm giving it to you the way it is. And subscribe, like, definitely comment.